What will be the Bitcoin target by 2026? Where are the smart traders putting their money right now? And can really Ethereum go as high as $9,000? I will answer on all of these questions in this video. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Simon from Market of Paradise. So together we have been analyzing Ethereum in the previous week and this week as well. This was the preferred trajectory that I have told you with the highest probability will happen. Then we have updated that price action and I told you this is the exact level I want to see a reversal from. As you can see, Ethereum done exactly that. We have retested this level absolutely beautifully and right now we are sitting at around 16% higher after pumping from this exact level. In the latest video we have been going deeply into the price action of Ethereum, and as you remember I have told you on a low time frame I want to see a retest of this ascendant trend line of this smaller channel and then revisiting this resistance zone right here. As you can see, that happened perfectly as well. Right now something important is happening, but also Bitcoin made a new all-time high, and with ParadiseTeam VIPs we have been getting ready for that. As you can see, we have updated our short-term Bitcoin trade by taking around 300% profit with a great money management. It's not like we have made 300% profit on our portfolio, okay? We are not gamblers. We are focusing on a stable long-term growth. We will go back to Ethereum, but speaking about Bitcoin, let's go to the first question. What's the Bitcoin target by 2026? And you know, if you have been around, because we have the map, the cyclical map that I've also with the team posted in our free university channel on Telegram on 2023, you know that we are expecting since the bottom right here when the Bitcoin was trading at around $19,000 a bull cycle that will end in 2026. You can find this cyclical map in our MCP free Telegram channel, but also because our technical and fundamental skills, also because we have been looking and we are constantly monitoring the on-chain data and what the big whales are doing, not the public whales like MicroStrategy or BlackRock that are merely just serving the retail, but the big boys, what the big boy individual club is doing. You know that we have been analyzing right here at the bottom when nobody was interested in longing absolutely anything. We have been telling you that we are about to start a new cycle higher. It's going to be a new impulse higher, I told you, and that is also why with ParadiseTeam VIPs all our daily profits we have been securing inside of Bitcoin, and we have been over this whole cycle accumulating Bitcoin. And you remember, because we believe the main Bitcoin cycle is already done, we have been securing most of our gains on the Bitcoin holdings. However, by 2026, I do believe still that we will reach $240,000. That is our target by the end of the 2026, by the end of the whole cycle from 2023 towards 2026. However, we need to be reminded about what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. As a professional traders, we cannot just hold and pray forever, right? We need to strategically be redistributing our capitals, and I will be talking about where the smart traders are putting their money right now very soon. But I want to put your attention to what's been happening in 2021. As you remember, I do believe that we are repeating the same cycle. There are already some similarities. We have been ending the main impulse and ending diagonal as well, right? Then we had this drop, as you can see, consolidation lower, very similar to this one. And then we had a pump higher that went a little bit above the previous all-time high, which is also something what's happening right now. But this is not all. We also know that on the weekly time frame we are also forming a megaphone pattern, and as you can see we are right now at a main resistance from which we have been rejected in 2021, and that is being created since 2017, ladies and gentlemen. So because we understand that this impulse is already done, because it created 5 waves to the upside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you know from our marketparadise.com website, this is how the main high degree trends are looking like from 5 waves to the upside. Then is created some kind of a corrective pattern on a higher degree that corrects around 50% of the whole movement. What can happen, however, is that if we are about to break from this megaphone pattern, we might, if we start closing and reclaiming above it, instead of a zigzag, create a flat ABC. That might be an expanded flat and the B wave can go much higher before the correction will take place. As you can see on our website, this is how the idealized corrective wave looks like. Sometimes the B wave can exceed beyond the start of the A wave, alright? So if the megaphone pattern breaks and we will start creating the expanded flat correction between the $240,000 and the current price, we need to be aware of the targets that will be between the current market price and the $240,000 target that I believe is the main target that we will hit by the end of 2026. So if this will be the expanded flat correction, ladies and gentlemen, we need to understand where is the next target's gonna be so we can properly plan our trading setups based on that. But I don't believe that we will keep going straight to the upside like this, because once again the whole cyclical bull trend will finish at the end of the 2026. So in between there will need to be some large correction, okay? These targets we will be updating with the Paradise team in our My Crypto Paradise free Telegram channel. As you know, the last Bitcoin free alert we have done is when we have been updating our 77,000 target, bottom target that we have been updating you about prior to that months in advance, right? Since then we have started to pump from that $77,000 and right now we are preparing a next free alert update where we will reveal the next targets that will be holding a place in between of the current market price and $240,000. But now it's important to understand that the power is leaving Bitcoin. As you know from the previous videos, we have been understanding how the money flow is being transferred from fiat into USDT, into crypto total market cap, into Bitcoin, Ethereum and others altcoins basically. And as you can see right now, the power is leaving Bitcoin and going into Ethereum and altcoins. Others dominance is basically something like S&P 500. It basically calculates all the altcoins and takes an average from that, exclude the top 10 dominance altcoins, okay? And as you can see, together with Bitcoin dominance losing power, Bitcoin losing power, the crypto total market cap is actually gaining on value. This is a perfect scenario for the decoupling I've been talking about in the previous videos, right? Where I believe, and this is also the reason why I am focusing mostly on Ethereum and altcoins right now trading, because we have been holding Bitcoin since the bottom right here, and since then we have been creating all the power moves to the upside and altcoins and Ethereum been lagging behind, right? However, right now I do believe that's gonna change, and I'm also always happy to be at the markets where it's most profitable. And I do believe even though Bitcoin can keep on going slowly to the upside, the Ethereum and altcoins will absolutely outperform Bitcoin. So it's much more profitable to focus on Ethereum and altcoins when most of the people are still focusing on Bitcoin, okay? Here, right here, everybody from the previous cycle been holding altcoins, right? Everybody was like, when the altcoins gonna go up? Well, when the altcoins gonna go up? All their portfolio was in altcoins. Right now, since the price of $100,000 and a little bit above, everybody is focusing on Bitcoin, okay? And the focus actually should be shifted towards Ethereum and altcoins, not on Bitcoin anymore. Because we are watching with the Paradise team what's going on behind the scenes, because we understand the money cycle, how it's actually flowing, how the monies are flowing in the crypto market, right? And I have been showing these charts to you. I do believe that the smart traders are right now putting their money into Ethereum and altcoins and leaving Bitcoin. And as you know, always the smart traders are everywhere first, and then the retail, the majority of traders, the 99% follows, right? That's also what provides the big boys with the liquidity. How else they would able be to take profits? How else? If they have nobody to sell to, there needs to be loads of buyers. So this minority of people who actually holds majority of the money in the market, they need to have a liquidity to buy and sell, right? So this is something what's important to understand, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking about the money flow, let's have a look at Bitcoin dominance. You remember from the previous video, I've been expecting that the Bitcoin dominance will go to the upside. As you know, if it goes to the upside, it's not that good for altcoins, but once it starts to get rejected, this is very good, right? And I've told you this is going to be the resistance I want to see some reaction from to get strategically aggressive on altcoins. And as you can see, we have went exactly to this resistance, and right now we are starting to have some kind of reaction. We are starting to react on that resistance, and this is a great sign together with the money flow that I have been sharing with you, how the monies are flowing. This is a great sign, ladies and gentlemen. Understanding where is the next resistance and where is the next support is absolutely crucial. So you know where to enter the altcoins and when to start taking profits. And by talking about targets, let's shift our focus on a high time frame, 1 daily time frame degree chart. So we can see that after we have got rejected firstly from this major resistance that I have also updated for you, we are right now getting rejected from the secondary resistance, okay? And in my opinion, we are creating an ABC zigzag correction on a lower degree, right? And I do believe that we will hit this support zone next if we can reclaim this moving average trend line. So this is very important zone for many reasons. It's VPVR volume right here, 0.786 Fibonacci retracement level. And also if you calculate the first wave, the A wave of that zigzag, and you calculate that its measures around 5% and you put it to the current resistance level, you can see, if you understand the guidelines of an Elliott wave theory, that the A wave is very often having the same length, the same size as the C wave, right? So if you understand where's the A wave, you can absolutely clearly measure the approximate end of the C wave, all right? So this is important support, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see firstly a rejection, proper rejection, daily close, and another one below this resistance. I want to see a reclaim below this moving average trend line. Then I will be happy to say that we will be getting aggressive with ParadiseTeam VIPs on altcoins because the probabilities are going to be heavily increased. Right now, it's some kind of a probability that we will start to go down because of the things I've been talking about. So it's like testing water with few trades here and there, spot or little leverage. It really depends on the strategy and system you are having. And by the way, if you don't have a strategy, then your strategy is to fail. And as the probabilities are increasing or decreasing, you basically adjust your trading approach, all right? So this is from Bitcoin dominance, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe that we can start getting rejected from here. Let's see how we will start closing the next daily candles, but this is going to be a very nice support that I want to see a reaction afterwards from, and this will be the point where on some swing trades, this will be a great time to start taking some kind of profits. However, from the higher time frame perspective, from the macro degree, you know that we are very bullish on altcoins, and if the Bitcoin dominance can really sustain its promise, we believe that we can start going down heavily, and the Bitcoin will dominate only 42% of the crypto total market cap, and that also aligns with the prediction of decoupling with Ethereum. Also, as you understand from our website mycryptoparadise.com, if you have been watching me in the previous videos, you understand the Bitcoin dominance cycle, right? And right now what's happening is that Bitcoin dominance is decreasing and Bitcoin is slowly increasing, right? And this is great. This is a nice sign of a start of an alt season. So it's important to understand where we sit right now so you can be making the best trades possible. However, Ethereum is the king of altcoins, right? And therefore understanding the next upcoming price action of Ethereum is absolutely crucial so you can successfully trade altcoins. I do believe that the next targets of Ethereum are going to be $9,000 and $19,000 by the end of 2026, all right? But before we can hit 9,000 and 19,000, we need to first understand that we are really creating the first higher degree wave of an impulse. If you have been watching the previous video, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? So right now we are creating a new impulse inside of this channel, if I find it right here, that subdivides itself into 5 smaller waves. And you understand that also this smaller wave, because it's a first wave of an impulse, so that's a motive mode wave, it also subdivides itself into 5 smaller waves, right? So by understanding the calculations and the price development, you can very clearly say when the impulse is going to be finished and when we will have correction. So right now I do believe that we are right here. If this wave 1 is really a correct count, it increases the probabilities that we are really starting a new trend and we will hit $9,000 within the next few months. But firstly, we need to make sure that really we are creating the first wave of a higher degree pattern. So 5 waves, right? Do we have them? First wave was right here. Second wave, third wave, fourth wave. As you know, we have been analyzing the fourth wave together in the previous week and this week. And right now, it seems like we are creating a final fifth wave that can take us towards $3,000 something before a higher degree correction, about which and where it will end we will talk in the next videos if we firstly get here, alright? So can we get there? At the moment, as you remember, this expanded triangle in which the fourth wave was formed seems to be finished by this E wave wave, which was the final wave of the expanded triangle, and it seems like right now we are starting a final higher degree fifth wave that also, because it's a motive mode wave, subdivides itself into 5 smaller waves. So the first wave of these 5 smaller waves seems to be finishing. So when it's going to finish and when we start the secondary corrective wave, where for that we need to zoom in a little bit and start analyzing the low time frame price action on Ethereum. So as you remember, right now we are trading inside of this channel. The first wave is also created by 5 smaller waves. We had first wave right here, second wave right here, third wave right here, fourth wave right here, and right now it seems like we are creating a fifth wave. This is a great resistance, ladies and gentlemen. The fifth wave might finish right here. However, if we will start creating some base above it and above this moving average trend line, we can go as high as $2,800. So this is the next resistance I'm looking at. The probability suggests that if we can close a daily candle above $2,600, which will be above this moving average trend line, above this resistance line that I have analyzed for you properly in the previous video, make sure that you have watched the previous video, because I'm going in that video in everything in the price action of Ethereum very deeply, and I really explain everything properly to you. Right now I'm just taking it very broadly, alright? So if we can sustain a base above it, close a daily candle above that as well, that will be a successful reclaim, and with the highest probability we can reach towards $2,800, right? However, if the fifth wave is going to be finished right here and we will start getting a rejection and a close below the moving average trend line with a retest, that will be a successful reclaim. And the next support I'm looking at is this zone right here, created by these Fibonacci retracement levels, and that will be basically the secondary wave of the impulse. It can go a little bit below this channel, that will be basically throw under, and it will mean by the guideline of the Elliott wave theory that the fifth wave afterwards will have a throw over, and based on that we will be adjusting our trading setups inside of the ParadiseTeam VIP. So this is going to be the next most important support, where I do believe if we will start going down to from right here or from right here as well, if we will go higher, this is going to be the next important support zone from where I do believe we will start the next impulse higher inside of the third wave on the higher degree time frame. So the price action can look something like this, ladies and gentlemen, or the first wave can go a little bit higher and then have a correction. To say that with an absolute clarity, I need to wait for some confirmations, and because I'm updating for you for free 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. On Saturday together we will go deeper inside of everything, and I hope I will give you a little bit more clarity about the context of the whole crypto market. Thank you so much for watching. Smash the like button if you have enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Cheers.